see what's inside the box.
It is the Sony A7V. 30 frames, no blackout. These are both hybrids, but this is a stronger video hybrid.
That's
I'm live on Instagram.
You got box.
I like a box with a giant knife on it.
You know why there's a giant knife on it?
You handed me a box with a giant knife. Round boxes for me without Amazon stickers give B&H.
What exactly is inside this box that you're opening live on Instagram?
Bruh.
I'm live on Instagram.
You're thing.
I got put lip.
43
on.
people that want to see what's inside
Okay,
the box. We turn on the light so that people can see. 56 people want to see what's inside the box.
It's another box.
Bruh.
47 people want to know what's inside the box.
Oh my goodness.
We want to know.
It is the Sony A7V. Yo, we got the flippy dippy screen.
Where you get flippy dippy from?
I got that from Ramon Phoenix. We call it the flippy dippy because it flips out this way and it flips out this way. So that's fire. You know, you could really get low with it. You know what I'm saying? Wait,
I'm gonna need you to take this.
First of all, there are 2 USB-C ports. I think that's a fire upgrade. I know people were saying, oh, they gotta catch up to Canon, whatever. But in terms of realistically, like what I'm using day to day, OpenGate is wonderful, and I'm not gonna front. I want it, but I don't use that every day. I'm using 4K every day, and I'm using camera control and powering it via USB-C. So having 2 USB-Cs, I don't care what anybody says, that is a fire add-on. And I really wish that they did the FX2 viewfinder like how they did this. Like, I like that. Is it a full HDMI? Let's check. Yes, thank you. Thank you. But I want to see if the screen, hopefully the screen doesn't go black when you connect it, right? To
External?
Yeah.
You have to say to the people that say that it's messy in the studio.
At least I got a studio.
Damn.
I
came for each and every one of you that don't have your own studio.
All right, and let's see what we got. The memory card slot. It looks like CF Express Type A and SD card for that one. I do like the dedicated dials for photo. Let's pop a lens on here. I'm gonna grab whatever is out in my messy studio.
Wow.
As I destroy my own lens.
As I destroy my lens.
As I destroy my lens. All right,
you have a shoot you going on in a little bit, right?
Yeah, I have a shoot, so I could actually bring over that Pelican and show what's in there. We got that partially stacked sensor.
Does it actually look different though?
It does not look different.
It doesn't look different at all? Just put it
doesn't.
to the side and stuff so we can see it in the light and stuff.
Yeah.
You don't have to look over there. Don't look over there. I'm gonna change the angle. Look at that thing.
Okay. All right, so let's pop on the 35. One of the best lenses out there. So we need a memory card because I want to test this pre-capture, because what people don't understand, right? Like if you're, capturing a sports game and the moment something happens and you push that button and you're able to capture like a few frames or a second before that, that is a big deal. You're getting the shot. And honestly, OpenGate doesn't matter at that point. Pre-capture matters. So.
I disagree 100%.
Listen, I like OpenGate, but I'd rather have pre-capture or
I don't
speed
care about
boost.
OpenGate either.
Coolio.
Super shout out to Adamus, because Adamus is doing crazy things, and that's where most of this craziness is coming from. If you like espressos, that's an espresso with some foam.
Okay, so I just formatted the memory card, yeah. And I gotta figure out how to change, well, you know what? I could just tap on the ISO to change it. The screen is bigger. The screen is bigger.
Than what?
It's bigger than, it feels like it's bigger than the FX line for sure.
Really?
Yes.
Is it really?
Yes.
That actually does feel bigger, but there's a lot more black at the bottom of the screen though.
Yes, there is a lot more black at the bottom. So I'm gonna flip the screen forward because I can. All right, let's forward. All right, it's on high burst mode right now. Ooh, but that looks really nice.
What do we think about that image, folks?
Let's see. Yeah, I think it looks nice. I mean, it's just the A7V and a 35mm lens. I mean,
35 what?
G Master.
Oh, okay. G Master what?
1.4.
Oh, so it's a G Master 1.4.
All right, so I'm in photo mode, right? But I wanna turn on that like that pre-boost, you know, that
Pre-boost.
pre-capture.
Capture and speed boost is what we're talking about. That's what we want.
The colors is looking creamy. It's looking good. I should really compare it to the R5C. So in drive mode, it says pre-capture settings.
Wait. In drive mode?
Yeah, pre-capture setting. So we can go up to point. Yeah, give me the longest time. 1 second. And okay, at the half press, it'll start grabbing that. But I could also assign it to the autofocus button, so that's good. Button? This one, AF, it looks like. Or I could make both of these an option. So let's see, like with the half shutter, and then I would probably want to put this on like a high drive or something. But like if I was filming sports, then it's just like as I'm moving, you know, it's just. Damn, look at that. That's crazy.
Now, it has it was a 30-second readout or 30 frame readout?
It says that it does a 30 frames per second burst, right? So let's try that burst. So let's do a whole...
I'm sorry, what was that again? I think somebody said, Kid Mix Video says, say what you want about Canon. That R5C is the king in the studio. Let me put the king next to the pauper. No, I'm joking.
All right, so I'm gonna take some photos of you.
You better not take no photos of me.
All right, ready? You about to get shot? You ready?
No.
Ready?
You about to
pop, 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 pop.
No, you gonna take photos of anything but me in the studio.
Oh my goodness.
I look crazy right now. That's not good. I showed you people. If you were here on the live earlier, you know how crazy I look right now.
It's like a stop motion video. You literally.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the. Fun.
All right, let's listen to this. Listen to this 30 seconds. Here we go. Ready and. Do y'all hear that?
Were you able to hear that? Just let me know in the comment section, chat. Were y'all able to hear that?
Like it. No. Let's. All right. Now watch the screen. I'm gonna hold it down. It says you can do 30 frames, no blackouts. All right. Here we go. Bro, that is fire. It's literally stop motion. Like, look at that. And I'm scrubbing through the photos. Look at that. It's like a movie. It's like I was recording video. Like, that's how many frames I got. All right, now let's switch to video.
I'm mad you started on this, but
yeah.
you ain't go to video. That's crazy.
Yeah, so this is video. Facts. And I mean, it has. I'm pretty sure this is Cinetone. Ooh, this is looking crispy.
Again, how much of that is the camera? How much of that is the lens?
I mean, I think it's a little bit of both, honestly.
Who wants to see a video from the Chef Gal? She actually compares the two of these because she, hates this thing.
I don't hate it. I do not hate it. But yeah, we should do a side by side of, I'll put the 24-70 on here. I have an older EF 24-70. I'll put on the Canon, and we'll see whose shots are better.
So Tariq said, I'm about to spoil the endorsement. And then someone said Lumix rules. Listen, Sharky, I'm with you, dog.
I'm not gonna front. Yes, Lumix looks amazing. Ramon Phoenix does amazing thing with the S5 2X. I'm not even gonna lie. Honestly, it don't matter what camera you got, honestly. But does your camera have pre-capture? I don't know.
You know what? I'm telling you, your bias is showing. You might want to tuck your bias back in.
Oh my goodness, my bias is hanging out. Word. I feel like they just should have gone ahead and made this 8K, right? Like, why not?
I don't know.
Yeah, because you have the
who were they advertising this for?
It's hybrids, like people like an advanced amateur. I think that's what you called it, the advanced amateur.
They wanted the advanced amateur to hold this. Besides, nobody could afford that thing from before.
But look at the stabilization. I don't even have it on dynamic. I don't know what it's on right now, but it's literally like I have a stabilizer.
Tariq said, are y'all trying to get this bag or no? Listen.
Look at the stabilization on this.
But what is it though? What is that?
I don't even know what stabilization is on, but it's smooth.
The stabilization.
It is smooth. Oh my goodness.
So let's find out what stabilization it's on.
Let me see. It was on standard. Oh my goodness. That was standard. It wasn't even active or dynamic active. That was standard.
Well, now you got to do a comparison for the people and let them know between.
Yeah, we have to write these out. I really feel like they just should have put the 8K in it. No, the 8K would have sealed the deal.
And then you would have charged $45 to $5,000.
No, there's $2,000 cameras that have 6K. There's $2,700 cameras that have 6K and
you know
7K.
what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Ain't none of the people in here that's telling me I'm wrong is gonna use that 6 or 7 or 8K.
Here's the handheld shot. All right, moving in on Shamika.
Let's see the movement. Let's see the movement. Let's see the movement.
Coming in and backing out, elbows tucked and pulling out and cut. All right, so.
You gotta show me the proof. Show me the proof.
All right, here we go.
No, wait. Can I get ready?
Okay, here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I think that's pretty good.
Do you feel like that stabilization or even the stabilization of the FX2 gives you the ability to not have to use a gimbal?
FX2 and this, yes, because they both have the same AI dynamic active stabilization. So yes. I think as long as you're not doing crazy whips for it to get like jello-y, because people keep asking about rolling shutter. But I'm only using this whip for like a transition. But most of the time, I'm panning slowly, so I'm not really experiencing any rolling shutter, but I would say this is on par with the FX2. They're the same. I think it's better than the FX3 probably for sure, the stabilization, of course. But yeah,
we want open gate, gang. Jemmy Empire says.
I'm with you. I wanted to, but I'd rather have pre-capture.
I'm going to disagree with both of y'all. Y'all don't really want that. Y'all just want to have it.
I agree. I think people want to have it like they want a Lamborghini. It's just like, you still gonna drive to the corner store, so like, you want the Lambo, you know what I'm saying? Shoot. Yeah, I would prefer having the most useful features
do we know how much it costs? I know it's $3 bands.
It's like $2,800.
$2,800.
$2,800, yeah. So, but it definitely feels good. The grip feels nice. There's lots of buttons and lots of things to do. I wish I was in like a warm place I could test the heating, but I'll leave that to the super techs that, you know, put stuff in microwaves and stuff.
How far can it zoom? As far as your lens will let you.
Oh, wait a minute. It doesn't have the zoom rocker.
It doesn't?
Benefit of the FX2. This does not have a zoom rocker.
But you don't need a zoom.
Oh, wait, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, again, you don't need a zoom rocker for a photography.
But this is hybrid.
It could be hybrid.
FX2 has that.
The FX2 is a cinema first camera.
I'm busting out.
Sony cameras will always have a dope grip.
Yeah, hold on. But okay, so the FX2, of course you have to pack the FX2 differently because, you know, this weird viewfinder thingy.
Wow.
But they could have easily put this viewfinder on the FX2. I would have been happy because half the time it has to stay in this position because I usually have something in the hot shoe anyway. So it's not like I really get to take advantage of tilting it up. So I wish they would have put this on the FX2. However, a clear distinction for someone wondering, do you get this or the FX2? If you're doing more video, definitely the FX2, or the FX3, or.
Well, nah. If you're talking about the difference between the two of them.
Well, yeah, these are both hybrids, but this is a stronger video hybrid.
That's a
FX2.
And that is
A7V.
Cool.
So yeah, the FX2 is gonna give you those mounting points on the front and on the side, and it's gonna give you 2 on the bottom. And it's gonna give you that zoom rocker, so you get that extra sort of cropping effect. But I believe you can probably punch into a crop mode on here as well. But having the zoom function for me, because I do more video, is helpful. So like if I still had to choose between these two.
We'll save that for the video.
Yeah.
There's a video coming out, folks.
Okay, yep. I got you. I might be selling this FX2.
What? You didn't say that out loud.
This is the screen size here.
Screen size.
It is definitely bigger.
Is it larger?
Yeah.
Do you like it bigger?
Yes.
Wow.
But is it the whole real estate that we're getting, or are they
If someone
cheating?
says they choose FX3, what do you say to a person that says I choose FX3 over A7V?
Heck yeah.
But why? Why do you say that?
Because I'm going on a shoot right now, and mind you, I wouldn't take out a camera that I haven't set up, or if an emergency, yes, I would just take it out just like this. But if I had more time with it, I would still choose the FX3. The place that I'm shooting at, I looked at the lighting, and it's like, you know, kind of that dingy orange lighting, and I know what someone is gonna say. Oh, bring lights. This is an event. This is not a staged shoot. This is I show up and I capture what's there. So if I want to brighten up that scene and make it look nicer, FX3 all day. Being able to jump to 12,800, undeniable, no question at all. Even right now, I would tell someone to get an FX3. Not even as a Sony fan person, just legitimately, it's the most versatile for the most different situations.
This is the reason why we do podcasts, because I disagree with you. My answer's for, there's the best beginner camera of 2025. You gotta pick it up, because I can't pick it up.
The FX3? The FX2? The FX2?
The FX2 is the best beginner camera of 2025. FX3 is if you don't ever want to shoot a single still.
Really? Best beginner camera over ZVE1 or the ZVE10 or the A7C2?
Best beginner camera.
I mean, if you come out the gate with an FX2, that is a nice entry because you could do photo and video.
When y'all get her to 150,000, she will be giving away a Sony camera.
What?
When y'all get her to 150,000, she will be giving away a Sony camera in partnership with Sony. Okay, so y'all go ahead and work on that.
But we know we have a few comparisons that we wrote out on the board. So let me know what else you guys want to see, and the chef boy and I will make it happen. All right, so this is the setup right now with me holding the Pocket 3 and the phone. So this is what the chef boy was holding to film me just now. Okay, here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you guys for rocking with me on this live. I was surprised by this live. I didn't know it was going live. Thank you guys. I am the Chef Gal, and you just got the recipe.
Why are you looking at me for? Oh,
I'm looking at, yeah.
Oh, you switching eyes to both cameras?
Yeah, switching eyes. All right, I'm gonna go on this hair shoot.
Give me 30 seconds. I need you to give me something inspirational. Give me something that somebody that's watching this that ain't you could just like eat with.
I would say have a community. You don't need a full 30 people, 10 million person team. You just need one person. So find one other person that could help you be accountable and help you stick to your goals and just, stay the course. You just want to have at least one person in the boxing ring with you, and then you're good to go. Don't be worried about starting small. When I started this page, I was only getting 200 views for like probably a year, and then eventually it took off. So stay the course. Slow and steady wins the race. Move at a pace you can keep up with. Don't try to keep up with no one else, and God first always.